If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? You get that question a lot. Hi, I'm Pantskind, and welcome back to another episode as usual. Would you tell yourself something like give yourself more of a chance to less worry, avoid something? What would it be? We all get that question we've been asked before. If you could go back in time and do this, we all have that question. What is it? Myself, I would give myself a little bit of like advice. And you might be asking, what advice? Uh, invest. Very simple, but I would count that as cheating in some sort of way. But we're gonna talk about really much about memory lanes, reflecting of what you learned, what your younger self could have had if you had a chance, just a chance to change all of your life with just a simple sentence. There's many rules to this question of how long will you be able to talk to yourself? What can't you mention? Can you not mention things about the future? That kind of rules we all get. But that's the thing. We have to learn lessons when it comes to life. You have to learn. You can't get someone to tell you what's gonna happen, because then there's no point of living if you already know your whole life. That's not living. But I don't want to get into the more stuff. Very boring. It's very boring to talk about that. But the lessons we learn the hard way. We learn lessons the hard way, quickly. Like touching a hot stove, that's just simple. You learn not to do it. Other things like don't sweat the small stuff. Don't like let the small D's get in your life. Get a good friendship, or always double check your alarm, or do something as a kid. Like there's the simple stuff you could give yourself advice like that could change a lot of the course of it. Because I missed out in school a lot. I would give myself the alarm one that people say a lot, or do anything. Don't let those small things worry you. Of course, that's something you should learn later. You're gonna stress when you're a kid. You're gonna stress even as an adult. Don't give yourself the rhetorical, like questions and stuff. We all just want advice, really. We just want advice sometimes. But you have to reflect on your younger version self that didn't always listen. Like when you were young, you thought you knew it all until life gave you a reality check sometimes. You thought you lived it. You thought, I know what's going on. I thought that from 10 to like 16 to 17, that you thought you had your life and you knew exactly. I know parts of my life. There's some things that you just know, like what you want to do. You want to be happy. You want to have all these things. You want to have money. You want to be financially stable. Simple. That easy stuff. But reality will give you a check immediately if you try to say that you know it all. It will. And I've known that. I think we all have experienced that life will give us a reality check. You take things for granted, and that would suck. But personal stuff, like about me, if I were to go back and give myself advice, it would be not to worry about the small things. As I said before, like you don't want to be like, well, we already know that. Like I already would give myself that advice. Well, that advice is already something that's carried through from even childhood. That not to worry about small things, but a lot of things could be big. And I would tell myself not to worry as much. I worried way too much. I was scared of a lot of things. Scared to try new food. Scared to do all these amazing things. But I just wasn't like, I'm not certain. I wish I just told myself to get going and do more things. But you'll probably say like, hey, it's okay to fail, but maybe just try a little harder next time, because I didn't try. A lot of us didn't try. We didn't try as much. I didn't. I wish I did. I missed on a lot of things in our life. Things that I could have done so much earlier, but didn't try. Because I didn't feel like I needed to try, or I felt like if I did, I would fail. The thing of failure is okay, but we don't know. The good decisions you reinforce, though, are good ones. I'm sorry if I went off a little tangent right there, but think about your younger self right now. You gotta talk to your younger self, not you right now in consciousness. Like you know how you were, but think how you thought then. You didn't have all these lessons you've taught yourself and things you've been through. Younger you is completely oblivious to what's gonna happen to it. You can't, let's just make the rule right now. You can't change it. You can't change like events of someone's death. You can't change the events, all that stuff. You can't. That would change you completely. We're doing the grandfather effect, where if you change the past, it's going to change the future. So you can't just tell them, right? But remind your younger self to be more of this. We gotta, I don't know. It's always strange to talk about this. I'm just thinking that it's just strange that I would want to talk to myself and give myself advice, but I know myself enough that I wouldn't take it. I knew I wouldn't take the advice I would give myself, even in the future. It's just, I was that ignorant to that kind of stuff. But what was some advice you wish future you right now, like from this moment, future you came back to talk to you right now? What would it be? You can now ask it questions. Like, as a child, you'd be like, oh, am I happy? Like, just simple stuff. But like now, I'm talking about adulthood. You're gonna ask yourself something right now. If future me showed up, what advice would they give me? What do you think? Simple stuff like stop worrying. You're doing fine. Like, I want clarity, like something, it's gonna be all right. I want to be sort of comfort. I think that's what we all want. We want to be comforted in some way, to be told it's going to be fine. You're gonna lose some people, but that's pretty much life. You're gonna have some downs and ups, but that's just life. We can't really change that. But just give yourself a think. Just give yourself a second to take yourself to the future. What would they say to you? What would they? You're right now, you're changing every day, every year, all the time of these decisions and life and jobs and people you know. Will you know them in the future? Maybe not. Will you be friends forever? Yes, maybe not. You don't know. That's the uncertainty thing that we all have. We don't like the unknown. Some of us just don't want to be in the, I don't know, the void of nothing and be like, I don't know what's going on. But I just wish I would tell myself to stop worrying. Now, I'm just going to ask you, as I do this before, in the comments, write down, what would you tell yourself? What's something you wish you could go back right now, tell yourself as a younger kid? And something you wish future you would tell yourself right now that could help you. What's that? That's all I want to know. My episodes are really short. If you ever watched my podcast before, I do have another question if anyone would ever answer it. Do you want longer episodes, like 30 minutes, 10? I usually go for 10 minutes, but I want to see if you guys really do want like a 30-minute one and actually listen through. That's all. But this is the summary, the wrap it ups. Looking back at your younger self can be funny, humbling, like, look at this little guy. But even it can be healing sometimes to some of us because we miss those times when we were a kid. What is the best part? You're always learning and growing, no matter what. That's just something we all will experience. But I want to, as I said, take a moment, just think about it, and then write it down. What is something else? Give yourself advice. Wow, I almost had a stroke right there. Give yourself advice for future self and of today. And now, usually as always, I hope you have a great day. I will make another episode very soon. And toodaloo.